off. Dun, dun,
Lift
dun.
off.
There we go. Hey, everybody, welcome. It's 2 hours UTC, and it's time again for Astronomy Daily Live. So, hope everybody's doing well out there. Everything's good here. We sort of have a kind of a monsoony thing. I think it's starting, to kick in a little bit. So we didn't have that much of a spring and a summer. So it's it's getting a little wet out there. So had a little bit of sprinkles around today. To the west of us, it was even more so. So yeah, it looks like the desert monsoons are here. They usually start about the 4th of July or so. But anyway, this is about astronomy, not about weather. Although those two things are very related. But weather is usually kind of like chit chat, right? So let's get into it a little bit and see what's going on in terms of astronomical things. Um, it is 2:01 UTC on the 1st of July. This is the 1st of July. It's really amazing. June went by. June went by really fast. Really fast. I was.
Canada Day. Canada Day. Don't forget.
Oh, that's right.
Canada
That's
Day.
right.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So
with all of our friends that are up in Canada.
yeah, they're going to be doing.
Especially Amanda and Jill.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And Amanda will be playing in a little bit.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, so hope everybody's doing well. What's that, Bobby? I might as well say howdy to Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
And Ron too. What's up, Ron?
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, panelists? How are you?
I don't see Check Me Out it's on.
I think she tweeted that she was going to be on at 8 p.m. MDT. I think that's what she said.
Okay, so it should be like by the time we get out of here, the stream should be up. I got notifications turned on.
Oh, good. Yeah, very good. All right, I'm going to look in the chat here. Uncle Bill was very first. 6:03 p.m. 57 minutes before the live stream starts. Uncle Bill slams in. Let's see who else.
They brought the one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, there you go. So Andy, hey, nice to see you again in the chat. Always great to see you there. Carolina Sky Astronomy, Jim. Hope everything is well over there.
I just hate Independence Day when your church has a party somewhere else and you got to be here with your family. You're helping with the stuff because we're also barbecuing.
Oh, okay, nice.
Thanksgiving too.
Nice. Yeah, that's the 4th of July is coming up in just a few days, isn't it? Wow. Okay, I don't pay attention to those kinds of holidays, so it's like, oh yeah, I remember. So yeah, well, that's always fun, and that is a monumental date. For better or for worse, quite a day. And it's nice to celebrate those kinds of nice things. So very cool. Let's see who else is in the chat. Oh, I guess that's about it. So okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know if she picks up where I hand off or not. I think that's a little bit of a stretch there, Uncle Bill. But whatever you say, I'm going to accept. So.
Well, there's Jim from Carolina Sky, Andy, Chuck, and of course there's Uncle BD. I don't see Atta. Where's Atta?
She's out there in the ether somewhere, probably. All All right. Well, cool. So yeah, it is the 1st of July, and I noticed. I went over to Cloudy Nights to see if they had posted up their July celestial events, and they have.
Oh,
So we
she
have.
just started her stream.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So she's starting at. I think that's. I think
Who
that's
did?
about. I think that's about right. Probably check me out. Yeah, she probably just started now. I think
Yeah.
8 p.m. MDT is 7 p.m. MST. So that means right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
fireworks and watermelon.
I have
So
enough trouble keeping our time zones cleared here, so
that's
I'm
why
talking about all
I
that world time.
yeah, that's why I really only worry about one time, and that's right now. And
It check me out. It's from Montana last time I checked, or what?
I think she's currently in Montana. Correct. Yeah, yeah. I
That would be
believe that
mountain. That would be
is
like mountain time, then I think.
Mountain Daylight Time. Yes,
Oh yeah,
MDT.
yeah. Well, I prefer Central Time myself.
I really don't care what time it is, but everybody else seems to really care, so I have to too. So it's not fair. It's not fair, but because you all keep track of the time, I have to too. It's like,
Yeah.
oh well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all
I
right.
have other stuff going on, so I have to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to keep to a schedule. So, looking at the July celestial events is one option. Another option, I wanted to map another section of the new. I'm
Did you want to look at insight data as well?
Yeah, we wanted to look at some insight data. That probably what I want to do with the insight data is offline. I sort of want to look at all that and sort of see if there's anything sort of useful or viable or kind of interesting there. If they've got their data files in some kind of a weird format or that kind of thing, then it's going to take me a little bit of time to set up working with all of that. If they're like text files or fits images, well, I don't think they're doing any images. So um, you know they basically have a weather station up there, a seismometer, which I think is running, and they have that device that they're trying to ram down into the ground, which got stuck, which got really stuck. Like they can't pull it out, and they can't push it in. So they're they're having some trouble with that, and I shouldn't be laughing. It's not really funny. It just makes me really anxious. So it's like, um,
And
so
I hate when I hate if you like break it and stuff trying to pull it out or push it in.
well, that's just it. So they, it's nobody's going to be going there anytime soon to sort of look around, and it's like, oh, it's just that. Okay, now it's fixed, right? That would be really great,
Yeah.
but we don't have
Yeah.
that option. So we have a
Yeah.
camera.
It not just yet. But what's also was weird about it, and I told you that, is they want us Americans to not go back to the moon, not go to Mars as a manned mission, but they also want more unmanned endeavorings like above and beyond the solar system.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in favor of all of the above. I would like it all to happen. We can afford it. It's not really a matter of cost. It's a matter of will. Um, if we want to, we can pretty much do anything we want. So I mean, there are limitations in sort of an extreme sense, but we're not even close to those kinds of limitations. So
Well, that's about it.
we can do it. We
Oh,
can do
remember I
it.
was telling you about those 3 satellites that during that SpaceX mission?
Remind me.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh,
no. The recent SpaceX launch. They're supposed to launch 3 amateur satellites.
3 amateur satellites.
Yeah, it was a link that Tom put one time on Discord.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think what I'm supposed to do is, um, I got the telemetry, the TLE information for one of the satellites, but I don't have the transponder. The other 2, I don't have the TLE or the transponder information.
Hmm.
Well, that information will be coming out. They're probably still trying to adjust their orbits, and they're trying to, get all their systems checked out and all that. It takes a little bit of time, but I mean, it's only been
But
a week, so
now, yeah, there's the Light Sail, there's the Brick Sat 2, and the PSat 2.
yeah, yeah.
The PSat 2 is the one I got the TLE information, but not the telemetry information, so I can't do anything about it yet.
Yeah, well,
Good point, Bill. Uncle
yep.
Bill, good point.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, they're with Insight. They are investigating. They are trying to figure out exactly what to do. They'll figure it out. They probably will at least. So yeah, that's a pretty good option. I'm sort of thinking, because it's the first of the month, we should probably try to hit some of these celestial events. That's some.
Oh yeah, that's right. What's going on in July?
Yeah.
And I think there's a meteor shower peaking this month too.
In July, I'm not exactly sure.
Hi,
we'll have
Tom.
to take a look. Tom, nice to see you in the chat. Always great. Tom is one of my patrons, so check that out over on
I gotta check
Patreon.com.
my budget tree to see if I can just go ahead and just hit that button to become a Patreon as well.
That would be very, very awesome. I'm
because when I had to do a music bot on Discord for Ron's Earth Radio Discord, I had to do a Patreon to get the pro version.
Oh,
really?
I see. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, cool. So I think what I'm sort of torn because I sort of want to do a Benu thing, but that's not incredibly exciting. I know. I do encourage everybody, to get over there and do at least one. It doesn't take a lot of time, and I sort of have a little bit of a gripe about the so-called citizen science. It's not really citizen science; it's citizen data collection. But very worthwhile and extremely exciting. To be able to map this really weird object, really weird. Sort of shares the same orbit as the Earth. It comes really close to us. I don't think it's a hazardous object of any sort, but it does come pretty close. They're going to go out, grab some of its dirt, and they're going to bring it back. So very, very cool. Hey, there's PageMaster in the house.
All
Cheers.
Right. Oh yeah.
So sit back, relax, grab your favorite consumable of choice. I've got a little bit of sort of lukewarm coffee left here, and I've got the big mug here of the HOH, the hydrogen hydroxide, both an acid and a base simultaneously. It's just incredible. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, and it's also his favorite.
I got my classic rock there.
There you go. There you go. Any consumable here is totally allowed. Totally allowed. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Water from the faucet right here. I'm more of a water drinker. Thank you very much.
I have to work on that.
Yeah,
I'll get there.
whatever you like. Whatever you like. Totally up to you. All right, well, let's do it. Page Master, I've done, well, I haven't done 0. I think I've done 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Definitely would like to do a few more, but tea Earl Grey hot, yes.
What's that?
That's a Star Trek drink. The Commander Picard, I believe,
That's it.
ordered that.
You got
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Was that Praetor that said that he wanted tea very, very hot, and then like it just teleported transported the tea to where he was at. He'll just go ahead and just say cheers.
Something like that. Something
Yeah.
like that. Of course, on this one, kind of let's call the new mapping citizen science. Yeah, that's okay. It's just a gripe. It's more of a just sort of a wording thing.
You know,
I've
it's
got
also crazy when it comes to Star Trek. Is in the Federation starship, they believe in printed food. And it's edible too.
I'm
What is edible? What?
printed.
Printed food.
Yeah, I think that works. We'd have to understand that a little bit more, but I think that is definitely going to be a thing. I think, at least in the short term, being able to be at some remote location like Mars, say, if you have the raw materials there, then you just print all your stuff, including your food, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I think it's a great idea.
They are talking about already printing body parts. I believe didn't they have a working heart at one point?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought they had a working heart on the 3D model. On the 3D model, they actually had a working heart. And it was something they were trying to accomplish.
Wow. So is this like a mechanical heart or like a biological heart?
I believe it was a 3D copy of an actual heart of some kind. Oh. I'm not sure exactly how they can get the inside of it to work and everything like that. I don't know.
Now I know
how
they
they
can
could do that,
make a 3D printed wrench and it works.
Yeah. But I think there's a study online. Of course, it's online. You can look it up. Wikipedia.
Yeah. Right, of course.
It's got to be true. Got to be true then.
Got to be. Got to be. So cool. Jim's talking about some things that he wants to look at. I think he was saying up in the earlier in the chat that he's got some somewhat clear skies, he says. But seeing is really, really bad. So
I have rain.
Yeah, again. Well, your seeing is really, really bad then too, I would think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Except for what other people show.
And Jim, right next to the dumbbell nebula is M71. It's a really, really nice. I think it's sort of a back and forth whether it's a globular cluster or one of the open clusters. It's a very, very, very rich cluster of stars. Really, really, really pretty. It's actually one of my favorite clusters, and it's actually right in the vicinity of the dumbbell. It's in the constellation of Sagitta, which is right next door to dumbbell, which of course is Messier 27. So yeah, take a look at that one too. Got a lot of Messiers up there. You've got M29. You've got M39. Yeah, there's, well, you're talking about the disk of the galaxy. So there's always nice things there. And yes, cheers to clear skies. Hope everyone gets as many as they can possibly want. So.
And that is one thing I do like about the internet, is that when there's not clear skies, somebody has clear skies. And
Isn't
so
that cool?
you can actually, you're able to observe almost every night of the month in reality,
Yeah.
Of course, it's not the same as getting out in the backyard, with your scope, but you know what I'm saying. Technically, you're almost like right there, and you can actually observe, which we could not do that. I would say even 10 years ago, we couldn't do that very well.
Just a couple of years ago. Really?
Yeah. I would say just recently it has gotten to where that was a thing that we could actually do, and then probably gotten a little bit better actually in the last 5 years. It's probably gotten quite a bit better as far as quality is concerned.
Yeah, and
so
I expect that quality just to be getting better and better and better and better.
Yeah, connectivity, and the ability to handle the amount of people that we have on the server or whatever. It should work out a whole lot better, I think, with the new technology that we're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so.
Just enjoy it, and take it in stride, and really try to do the positive things with it, though. Positive all the way.
Oh, sure. Sure. Well, the
science, music stuff, or sharing fun stuff, whatever. But make it positive, whatever.
I was really surprised when I first got onto P&K, how many people were actually there. There were a couple of hundred. My first thought is, it's like, why would so many people in their right minds want to come and look at the moon? Right? What's day after day.
When they had the lunar eclipse, he had, at one point, he had one moderator there, and he had over 60,000 people watching at one point.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
That was incredible.
Yeah, and I really like P&K when they looked at Jupiter and Saturn yesterday.
Yeah,
that was pretty darn good.
Yeah,
I think better P&K than at least the time with Sky.
They were those conditions yesterday were really, really, really good. The scene was really, really awesome. I don't think I've ever, at least not much, I don't think I've seen Jupiter that good.
I hate to check out right now, but I have to go.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, Ron.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Ron.
Have fun.
See you next time.
Okay, bye. So but the thing that I noticed about this crowd is that there's the moon, and we're looking at the moon, and but it was the conversation, it was the community that is the real value there, and on top of that, we have this great excuse to do a little bit of astronomical observations, looking at the moon and the planets and all that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But the reason why there are so many there is just the conversation and the community. It's just like this here. So I think it's great. I think it's great, and I totally agree with Ron. I think it's only going to get better and better, and that's my goal here on this live stream is to always get better and better and better. And speaking of better and better and better, and then we're going to move into the July events. I finally today ordered my little mixer. So it's just a really simple cheapo thing. It's got 4 inputs, 1 output, which I think is going to allow me to hopefully put some background sound into this live stream as well. But there are other possibilities with that too. So stay tuned. I've got a couple ideas there. So yeah, we'll see if this mixer works, the way I think it's going to work.
You still never found a good, decent alternative to if you're going to continue beyond August.
Oh, I've got some plans there too. So yeah, I've got to. I'm going to spend the next little bit of time looking into one pretty interesting alternative that I'm going to try out, and we'll see how that works. I don't know. Let's see. PageMaster is saying that he had a scope out last night. Neighbor asked him what he was looking at. Alcorn Mizar, you bet. Very cool.
And then later he showed them to Jupiter. It's like, wow.
Jupiter. Yeah. So that PageMaster and Jim and anybody. Go ahead, Bobby.
Out of my curiosity, are you going to try to do any imaging with your telescope or no?
Yeah, he was actually, conversation that we were having was that yeah, I think his plans are to actually motorize that telescope so he can track. And as soon as he can track,
I was asking about imaging, not motorizing it.
Well, the only way to do good imaging is to motorize it. So you have to motorize it if you're going to do any kind of imaging at all. There's no other way around it. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that is the plan, and yeah. And actually, he's saying yes. So yeah. All right. So enough of all that. Let's see what's going on in July now. I can say that on July 2nd, which is actually I think around 18 hours UTC on July 2nd, is that solar eclipse that is primarily going to be completely unseen by any human eye whatsoever. It's going to be way out over the South Pacific, between Australia and South America. Nobody's going to see it. There's probably some cruises and stuff, so they're going to see it. But the sort of the west coast of South America is going to be able to see the totality part at least. And so let's just start with that. I actually pulled up NASA's solar eclipse page before, and so let's just quickly take a look at this, and then we can get into the July events. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to do that. And we'll go over here. So this is just the NASA page that comes up, and you can see that the it looks like the time of the greatest eclipse, and we can actually zoom in here a little bit, is going to be 1922 UT tomorrow. So let's see, it's 2:30 on the 1st right now. So 2:30, so that's what, about 17 hours or so from now. Yeah, something like that. So here's sort of the situation. As you can see, the path of totality, and this globe is a little bit hard to see, but here is North America, right up here, and then here's South America.
And you did mention that if anybody was going to take like a cruise down to the path of totality.
Yeah, I'm sure that's taking place. I can, I'm sure that's happening. There are companies that's all they do, is just plan these trips to various solar eclipse sites, and there are people who plan their vacations based on solar eclipses, and so they're always in a place where a solar eclipse is going to take place. I think that is pretty cool, and I'm sure they have a great time, and that makes me really happy. So anyway, so here is the situation with this guy, and as you can see, most of the path is over water, right? This whole big thing here, but right about here, it hits the west coast of South America, right, almost dead center Chile, and then goes through Argentina, and then just south of that's I think that's Paraguay, right? Is that Paraguay there, or is that Uruguay? I don't remember. Isn't that horrible? I think it's Paraguay. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. And so here's all the specs on that, various times and altitudes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're in this path, see now, I think Ingrid, she's up in Sao Paulo. Is it up in Sao Paulo or down in Sao Paulo?
I forgot, but I know it's somewhere around Sao Paulo for sure.
All right. It's not that I don't know these things; it's that I just don't remember them. Is it Paulo, Brazil? Let's see if we can get a map here showing where Sao Paulo is. I mean, because she's, I think it's it is a little bit down south. So she's actually going to have a pretty good view then. It's not showing. Not showing where exactly Sao Paulo is, but I think they showed it down here, and I think the path of totality is going right across, sort of right across here. So if she's up here, she's going to be really, really, really close. So I don't think that she said anything about any plans on traveling down there or anything, but she's going to be at least 80 or 90% totality there. So very cool, very, very cool. All right, well, that is enough of that. Solar eclipses and lunar eclipses happen all the time. They happen at least a couple times a year, if not more. So it's not as if it's a rare event. It's a rare event for a particular location on the Earth, but it isn't a rare event in terms of this taking place. And I sort of expect there to be a number of live streams. So tomorrow, around 18 or 19 hours UTC, flip over to your favorite live stream thing, YouTube or Twitch or whatever it is, and I'll bet you'll be able to find at least a few live streams. So, and of course, I greatly encourage you to watch all of that because it's just totally cool to see one. It is definitely not the same as being there, not even close. But for us elsewhere in the world, that is the only way that we're going to be able to see this thing. And even so, not a lot of people are going to see this anyway, right? I mean, it's going over a part of the world where there's not a lot of people up there. So, all right, well, cool. So that's that. So I've already gone over to cloudynights.com, which I also greatly encourage everybody to go over to and check out. It's a very, very, very active site. Mainly amateurs over there, but they're I would call advanced amateurs as well. These folks are really, really, really into it, and they know their stuff really well. And what I've found is that they're very friendly, very helpful, and very enthusiastic. So those are great qualities for a forum. Because most forums or a lot of forums are, just sometimes overwhelming in terms of off-topic things and fighting and arguing and all that. But this site doesn't really seem to have a lot of that. And I don't know if it's because of just the crowd that's there, or if it's being extremely well moderated, and the creeps are being tossed out as soon as they get in. I don't know, but it's a great site. Check it out. Every single month, at the beginning of the month, this fellow Dave Mitski, he comes out with this celestial calendar, which are just sort of the real main highlights, or at least what he's decided is sort of the main highlights of the month. And I sort of like this because it's, there are a lot of things to talk about here. So and of course it all has to do with astronomy. So I'm totally on board. So all right, well, let's see. Moon's going pretty close to Venus. That's happening at 23 hours UTC. This asteroid here reminds me to remind all of you to check out Chuck's YouTube page. He's been making some observations of some faint and bright asteroids using the SLOO telescopes. SLOOH, SLOO. SLOO is it's sort of a subscription observatory thing, where you can essentially buy time on these pretty sizable scopes. I think they have a 1 meter scope, and then they have some smaller ones. They have some half meters, and most of them are over in the Canary Islands, off the coast of Africa. I think, is that where those are? And then I think they have one telescope down in Chile. Now, I would like them to have a telescope in southeastern Arizona, but they won't they won't return my emails. They won't even acknowledge my existence. But I'm sort of Mr. Invisible when it comes to those kinds of things. So maybe they'll catch on eventually. But yeah, I would love to have a SLOO telescope here. I think it'd be cool. Anyway, so check out Chuck's YouTube page. Let's see if Chuck, if you want to post a link to your YouTube page, one of the moderators will make sure that it gets onto the chat. because I think what you're doing
Or
is
another way that you can do is if you're on the desktop, you can click on the three dots to Chuck's page, to Chuck Nagel's name,
oh, of course,
click
yes,
on go to channel.
of course.
If you're on the mobile app, all you gotta do is click on their icon and click on go to channel, and you should sub it down from there.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So yeah, check out what Chuck is doing over there. He's looking at asteroids with SLU, and he makes a number of exposures, and then he turns it into a movie, and it's very, very cool. And he's picking up some pretty faint ones too. He's picking up like 16th magnitude uh, 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 things. So really, really awesome. Anyway, so let's
Sub
see.
it down.
What's that, Bobby?
I did sub it down, Chuck. Just never seen his videos yet.
Okay, yeah, check him out. Check him out. It's really cool. Really, really cool stuff. And SLU is really, really awesome too. I wish that they would communicate with me a little bit more. I mean, not that I'm all important or anything, but when I send an email out, it's kind of nice to get a response. Not getting anything, so come on, guys.
Come on, man.
Anyway, so it looks like on July 2nd, at least one of the brighter asteroids is going to be at its opposition, which means it's on the opposite side of the sun, as seen from Earth, which also means a couple other things. First, that it is going to be rising when the sun sets, and it's also sort of at its closest approach to the Earth right now. So you can see that, even though it's as close as it's going to get, it's still pretty faint, magnitude 9.2. Pretty much any size scope, you'll be able to see that if you know where to look. So yeah, if you're so inclined, take a look. Looks like new moon is tomorrow, or actually today as well. In about, let's see, it's 2:42 right now, and new moon is at 1916. So not too long until new moon again, and of course that's when the solar eclipse takes place. Let's see, on the 3rd of July, moon is at the ascending node, which means so it'll have a declination of 0 degrees, and it'll be moving south or north, right? The ascending node means it's going north. Okay. Moon is kind of close to Pollux. I don't know. I think that's a little far to really call that close, but at least according to Dave, that's important. So okay. So yeah, on the 4th of July, if you're in these areas of the planet, you might see the moon pass in front of Mars. It's called an occultation. So that's kind of cool. Make sure to look out for that. So that's happening at about 6 hours UTC on the 4th or so. So if you're in that part of the area or the Earth, check it out. That's to see a planetary occultation of the moon or by the moon is a pretty exciting event. Pretty exciting. So hopefully somebody will be able to take some pictures of that, and we'll be able to see what that looks like, because that's pretty cool. So on the 4th, yes. So on the 4th of July at 22 hours UTC, Earth is at aphelion, which means it's as far away from the sun as it's going to get. Now, those of us in the north who are experiencing, what are usually pretty warm summers, you gotta wonder about that a little bit. It's like, wow, so the Earth is as far from the sun as it's going to get this entire year. So why is it so hot here? So, you'll have to think about that a little bit, but there is a pretty simple explanation there. But yeah, that's that's a very exciting event. I always look forward to that every year, and that is coming up in just a couple of days. Just a couple of days. Aphelion. Wow. So if that wasn't good enough, on the 5th at 5 hours UTC, so just 7 hours after aphelion, the moon is at perigee, which means it's as close to the Earth as it's going to get this time around, this month essentially. Venus is over there. Let's see what else we got. Moon is pretty close to Regulus. Okay. Mercury stationary. So the mutual motions of Mercury and the Earth are such that Mercury looks like it's not moving at that particular time. 4 hours UTC. That's pretty cool. So also on the 7th at 7 hours UTC, Mercury is at its furthest from the sun this time around. So that's kind of neat, and it's kind of easy to remember, right? 777. That's a pretty lucky number there. So Mercury furthest from the sun at 7 hours UTC on 7/7. Pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah. Sort of have the usual lunar features that can be seen there. That's happening on the 9th. Let's see, on the 10th. Okay. So sun and moon are at the same ecliptic longitude. Okay, cool. That occurs at 0 hours. Wow. Antares, getting behind the moon there a little bit. Also relatively close to Jupiter on the 13th. Pluto's at opposition on the 14th at 15 hours UTC. So pretty faint. In order to see Pluto, you really need, just by eye, with the telescope. Oh, wow. To see 14th magnitude, you need at least a 12-inch, and that's stretching it. A 14 or a 16 or bigger. Now, if you were to photograph it, that's sort of a different story. A few second exposure with an 8-inch scope, you'll have it. No problem. So the moon and Saturn sort of continue to play this occultation game. It looks like there's going to be another occultation of Saturn by the moon, again, sort of in the southern hemisphere. Cool. Moon is really, really close to Pluto, with possibly another occultation taking place, again, in the south. How come you Southerners are having all these really, really cool events, and us up in the north are having nothing? That's not fair. Not fair at all. I guess the same can be said, when all the events are up here. So There's balance. There's balance. So full moon is going to be on the 16th. Let's see. Ceres is going to be stationary on the 19th. The moon is going to be at apogee on the 20th. And, I keep forgetting to remind you all that I'm now back on the 365 Days of Astronomy podcast every month at or near the apogee. I do a little podcast, so definitely check out them. Let's see if I can. Since I'm here, let me plug that a little bit. They are podcasting every single day, so I think that's pretty cool. So that's where they are, and you should definitely check out all of those if you aren't already. And like I said, I'm on every month on or near the apogee. So that's when the moon is furthest from the sun. And I think my next podcast is the 23rd. 23rd will be my next one. So, the actual apogee, according to this, where was that? Oh, it's on the 20th. So yeah, that date, if you look at the calendar here, that date was already taken by Deep Astronomy. That's Tony Darnell, who you should also check out. Tony is not only doing Deep Astronomy, but he's also doing the Space Junk podcast with Dustin from OPT. So check all that out. It's all just fantastic stuff. So yeah, and last month's podcast of mine, I sort of started something new in that I'm following references. So I'm starting with the oldest reference, and then I move up in time and up in time and up in time until we get to the modern time. And we sort of follow a line of references. And I sort of like that. I've got to get better at it, but I sort of like that model. So that's what I'm going to be doing over there for at least for this foreseeable future. All right. So on the 20th, the moon is at apogee, the furthest away it is, 405,481 kilometers away, at 23:59 UTC. So technically it's still on the 20th, but I don't know. That's sort of closer to the 21st, isn't it? I don't know. So on the 21st, Mercury reaches inferior conjunction. As you recall, and it's probably easiest just to sort of show you what these conjunction things are. There are two planets in the solar system that have two kinds of ways that they work with the sun, right? Or line up with the sun, I guess you can say. So here's Earth. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So here's Earth here, right? 1, 2, 3. Here's Venus, or Mercury. Here's Venus. Here's Mars, way out here. But as you can see, when Mercury gets to this point, it'll be in conjunction with the sun. It'll be sort of lined up with the sun. That's called inferior conjunction because it is between the sun and the Earth. But if Mercury were over here, it would also line up with the sun, but it would be on the other side of the sun, and that's called superior conjunction. So both Mercury and Venus both do that. So in this case, Mercury is going to be at inferior conjunction on the 21st at 12 hours UTC. We're going to have to try to remember to go over to the SOHO spacecraft and see if we can take a look at Mercury moving across the field of view. As you can see, it should be moving from left to right because all the planets are going around the sun in this view counterclockwise. So they're all going around this way. So that means that Mercury is going to be coming in from the left and going out the right of that view. So we'll try to remember to see that. It's it's a few weeks away, and so hopefully I or somebody here will be able to remember to take a look at that. I always like to sort of look at those things when that happens, and just as an alert, I guess, coming up, I think it's November, if I remember right. Mercury is actually going to be passing in front of the sun. It's actually going to be doing a transit of the sun, and we'll be able to see that. So, but it's got to go all the way around again. So, it's going to go all the way around, and by the time it comes back around over here, it'll be November, and we will have our little transit. So that'll be very, very cool to see. I don't think I've looked to see exactly when that's happening. I know what day it's happening, but I don't remember what time of day it's happening. And I guess I don't know specifically. Well, I don't remember exactly what day, but I definitely don't know what time. So I don't know if we here in North America are going to be able to see that or not. I hope so. But I'm not quite sure. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. Page Master or Tom, Uncle Bill, Jim. If anybody knows if we're going to be able to see that transit, or who on Earth is going to see that one, I would like to know. So let's see. So moon's at apogee. Inferior conjunction. Last quarter moon, sometimes called third quarter moon, happens on the 25th at 1:18. Let's see. Moon sort of kind of close to the Pleiades. That's kind of neat. Makes for a nice photo op. So here you go, Bobby. The southern Delta Aquarids meteor shower peak on July 30th. Doesn't have a
at 1700. I don't think. Can you matter at the daytime or what?
Yeah, no, that time has to do with the moon at ascending node. So they actually aren't giving a time here for that. So again, I would say go out that evening or the evening before, preferably after local time, midnight, and you're pretty much guaranteed to see some of them. Now, 20 an hour isn't really a lot, right? That's one every 3 minutes. And what I've observed, at least, is that they usually come in spurts. So you'll have a few, and then you might wait 10 or 15 minutes, and then you'll have another one or two. That's not always the case, but this isn't an incredibly active shower, but it's for those who like to observe those kinds of things, absolutely. I think the
No
only
matter if it's telescope or FM radio.
um, your eyes, your eyes are the best way. Or yeah, if you want to listen, there are ways of doing that too. So for sure, and you will definitely. I think I can say this with pretty good confidence. I think you will hear a lot more than you'll see, just because the signal. Um,
Because I think in one of the meteor showers, I was able to capture a radio station from Phoenix. I forgot what was the call sign.
right, right. Yeah, I seem to recall you telling me about that, which that's extraordinary. Yeah, that's absolutely extraordinary. Now, what is the state of the moon, though? Because if the moon is out, seeing meteors just makes it even more complicated. Okay, so actually, it's going to be really, really close to new moon. It's third quarter on the 25th. In 5 more days, on the 30th, it's going to be really, really, really close to new moon. So that's perfect. You're not going to really have any moon up at all. And so that makes it ideal to observe these meteor showers. Why don't we just sort of look and see what the Delta Aquariids did last year? So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the International Meteor Organization. And let's see what we've got here. I just like to see if they have any data from last year on this object or on this event. Is it here? Is this where we found it? I never remember where that info is. Is it live? Oh man, I don't remember.
Okay, as you look for it, Astro Live Channel, welcome, captured a Mercury transit in 2016.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I think in the one coming up, it's going to be in the eastern range regions of North America. Uh,
Okay.
he also think the one in 2016 is the best one he ever caught, best time.
Yeah, that was awesome. I remember watching that whole thing. I've got some pictures of it somewhere. Let's see. Dang, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
I've seen a transit one time, but I forgot which one was it.
Cool. Yeah, there was a Venus one before that, so you might have seen that one.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't remember when that was. Somebody in the chat should be able to tell me. I want to say it was 2009, but maybe it was later than that.
I think around that time,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember.
Because one of my a local television station that used to do the news was talking about it. Oh,
Cool.
2012.
2012. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Ongoing projects. Where is this thing? Maybe it's this one. Ah, there it is. Okay. So we're looking for the Delta Aquarids. Let's see if we can, if they're on this list or not. Delta Aquarids.
Crap.
Delta Aquarids. I think that they would be on here. But, huh. There's the Eta Aquarids, but we're talking about the deltas, right? Isn't that what we're talking about here? Yeah, Delta Aquarid. Well, maybe they are not listing that, which is a little weird. I'm not seeing it. It looks like this thing's in alphabetical order, so it should be around here somewhere, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. That's a little weird. Oh, here's the southern delta Aquarids. Is that what we're talking about here? Ah, yes. I forgot the word southern. Okay. So here we go. Southern delta Aquarids, 2018. It's like they've got a lot of data. Let's see, the plot is being made. Ooh, there we go. So, okay, it looks like last year, well, there's not a lot of data here, but it looks like there was definitely a peak around somewhere around midday UT on the 1st of August, where it looks like they were at least doing a zenithal hourly rate of over 30. So that's pretty good. I don't know why there isn't any data here. You'd think that that's where most of the observations would be taking place. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, to see the structure here too. It seems to sort of be high and then low and then wiggle around a little bit, and then what I would think is probably the main peak, and then it drops off really fast, and then it's just sort of there. So kind of interesting. I wonder what, should we look back to 2017 really quick? Doesn't look like as many observations, but so here it looks like it peaked around mid-UT on the 31st of July at what, about maybe 36 or 37 max. These black lines are the error bars, so I'm just sort of taking at the top of the error bar.
We'd like to thank Chuck Nacklem about past and future transits of Mercury. It's a Wikipedia page.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and in fact, I've got a graphic too that shows all that as well. So, but yeah, thanks, Chuck, for throwing that up there for us. That is always useful info. You can sort of see here that it had sort of a pretty long period of time where there were, at least 20 an hour over several days. So that's kind of interesting, right? It's kind of a thick cloud of stuff that we move through, and then again, it just sort of very abruptly stops. Kind of interesting. Tells you a lot about the structure of that cloud. Every time we go through it, we sort of go through a different part, and after you sample this a little bit, sort of get an idea about where the thick parts are and the thin parts and all that. So kind of neat what you can do with just a little bit of data like this. Pretty cool. So I guess those are peaking on, they're predicting at least that they are going to peak on the 30th. But at least according to the data that we're just looking at now, it might peak on the 31st or the 1st or something like that. So anytime around then, go out. Doesn't really matter when, but after midnight is always best, because we're sort of spinning into it at that point. And spend 30 minutes, 60 minutes looking up. Get yourself a lounge chair, maybe a couple of friends, so you can look one way, and your friends can look other ways. and count those things. You count. You can actually submit a report and all that too. Become part of the data collection thing here. So very cool. And let's see. Finally, on the 31st, anything particularly interesting happening? Yeah, not really. The moon is going to be pretty close to Venus, so that is pretty cool. That's always nice to see. Really, really, really pretty stuff. And this site, these guys are really, really great. They have lots of information here, lots and lots of history and what all these objects are and when they were discovered and all of that. It's a great, great, great site. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So definitely check that out. Yeah. Cool. Well, how about let's get on out of here for today. It looks like it's about 2:11 UTC, so I think it's about time to skedaddle from these parts for now. But
yeah,
I will be back again tomorrow, 2 hours UTC. Come on in anytime. Everyone here is welcome to come in anytime. Got lots of regulars, and I think that's what makes this absolutely great. But yeah, come in every day, every week, every month, every year, whenever you like. Whenever you like. I just like to share the passion. So that's what it's all about. So, all right, I'm going to check the chat again one more time really quick. And Chuck hopes to see the one in 2124. Yeah, I think that's a good goal, and I am completely with you, Chuck. We can sit there and wait for it together.
Cryogenically freezing.
No, no problem. No problem. We just slow down the aging process. That's all. Slow it down. No problem. That's only that's 105 years. Yeah, I think that's doable. No problem. Okay, everybody. I'm going to get out of here for now. Peace, cheers, and all that. Make sure to subscribe. Tell a friend. Smash the thumbs up if you so desire. And I think that's it. So until tomorrow, about 23-ish hours from now, one Earth spin around, I'll be back here once again. More astronomical things. Maybe we'll do some mapping of the new. Maybe we'll look at insight. I don't make any plans. I don't like to make any plans and say, yes, we're going to do this and this and this and this and this.
And yes, Uncle Bill, I'll be there.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Uncle Bill. Yep. Check her out. Check Me Out is doing some really, really great sounds over there. She's got some singing bowls and some gongs and some other things.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing. You just sort of chill. You can meditate. You can work. All kinds of things. So
yeah,
definitely check Me Out. She's great. She's great. And say hi to her kitty over there. She's got one. I always forget his name. Floyd. He's really, really great. He's like a really, really old cat, but he just lays right in the middle of everything, and he's got the best seat in the house, right? Best seat in the house, and he knows what's up. He knows what's up. Oh yeah. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you in just one little spin. Hold on to your hats. It's a fast ride, but we'll get there. Okay, everybody, take care. I will see you.